Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am working with the Stick It Down September 2020 double page sketch, and basically I have made two layouts. The one you just seen, that's the first one, and this video is about creating the second one after learning from mistakes. So the problem with the first layout was that I have used paper strips cut off 12 by 12 papers, and when I put them diagonally they did not reach from edge to edge, so they had to be trimmed short, and that made it quite difficult to adhere to the background paper. So learning from my mistakes, I am approaching this sketch with a different method, which you will see in a minute. I'm just trying to find the perfect way of alternating the paper strips. So some of the paper strips are 1 inch by 6 inch, some are 1 inch by 8 inch, and some are 1 by 12. So where I have two 1 by 8 inch papers, they overlap, so that's okay. Where I have the shorter ones, I do have to leave a gap, and that's the same with the 1 by 12 paper strips as well. I had to cut them in half and leave a gap in the middle. Originally, I planned to cover this up by matting the photos onto a pattern paper or a cardstock piece, but I just used vellum in the end. And in some places the gap peeks through, but you can't see it. You can't notice it unless you know where to look. So I have cut little bits out of the process video in here because we really don't need to see the whole process of adhering paper strips. We all get the gist of how to do it, I think. And then just cutting the overlapping corners off, which seemed trickier than anticipated for me. And then here's the sketch again. And basically I just cut an A4 vellum sheet in half, just making sure that they're exactly the same size. And then I think just gently tacked them on the paper at this point, or on the background at this point. I was struggling to find the join in the background cardstock, which is quite funny. And then just adding the photos. So the story of this layout, the photos might seem a bit bizarre. This double layout is part of a larger story of a day out, as usual in my case. And I do like to go to gardens, and I do like to take photos of signs. However bizarre this might sound, I find it highly, highly therapeutic. And I do like to record this in my scrapbooking. So really, layouts like this one is perfect, because for other people, looking at signs might not be very interesting. So the background and the embellishment will make a layout like this interesting for people. So originally I wanted to use these floral pieces from Simple Stories, from the Vintage Garden collection. I remembered these photos containing more flowers, but they didn't. And the paper pieces I chose were mostly from the Vintage Great Escape collection from Simple Stories. And the flowers just didn't really go with them. And because I'm quite a literal scrapbooker, and I realized that there weren't that many flowers on the photos, I thought, well, that's all right. Then we can just use the embellishments and stickers from the Vintage Great Escape collection. And it actually worked out quite well. This is a collection I have had most of everything. And I am actually running quite low, which I'm really pleased about, because I do hoard, and especially if it's something I like, I am too stingy to use them up. But this collection I've been using a lot in recent months, and I'm really glad that I have. And I think I am getting ready to let it go, so I'm hoping to use it up in the near future. And then in here, I'm just finding the right pieces of embellishments really to make that row of embellishments at the bottom. And on the original sketch, there is a little embellishment cluster on the top left side. I have put the embellishment cluster on the right in here because it just worked better on this particular layout. And what you could see just before was lifting the vellum up and adhering it properly, because it was only just slightly tacked on. And then just going back to embellishments here, I did struggle towards the end. I did cut some of the shuffling out in here because it was painful and nobody needs to see that. But I left some of it in because I think it's sometimes good to see that not everything comes together easily for everyone. I think that can be quite reassuring. I know it would be quite reassuring for me, so it might be quite reassuring for others. And then I'm just kind of trying to find longish pieces of embellishments and sticker in here as fillers, and then just putting little bits and bobs on top. I haven't really got a lot of larger pieces of this collection, and I think elongated embellishment clusters, you do need longish or largish pieces, and then the little ones as fillers. So that was the aim. and I think this is the completely layout. I did think to put some ink splatters on, but I decided against it in the end, as I thought that it was busy enough as it was. So yeah, thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. And don't forget to keep checking back to the Stick It Down blog for more inspiration throughout the month. Thanks for visiting. Bye bye.